Anthony Joshua is not an elite heavyweight. That's my Bob Arum impression. This is something he said before, and I do think it's got a shred of truth to it, because the word elite is used far too much in boxing today. People love throwing it out. We do live in an era of hyperbole. Over-the-top words are always used. Everything's fantastic, whether it's films, moments you had with your mates. Everything's incredible. Everything's amazing. You're a legend, mate. You're a legend for getting me that cup of tea. Anthony Joshua might not be elite. That doesn't mean he isn't very good. There are gradients here. Something people say is that I think Anthony Joshua possibly has the best resume. He has the deepest resume. That's the word you hear. But the more I've seen of the guys, the contenders who comprise of the supposed deep resume, the less I've been impressed with them. We have real commitment issues. I think some of these guys have already made too much money, like Andy Ruiz, like Joseph Parker. They don't have the fire as much. A lot of them can't stay in shape. Ruiz, even Joseph Parker comes in a little bit overly heavy. Of course, Dylan White, and he's just got real fundamental issues with his balance anyway. Carlos Takam, probably the more I've seen of him, the less I've been impressed. Dominic Breazeale. Are these the guys that comprise a deep resume? When I think of guys in the past, say like Tommy Morrison, who was blasted by Ray Mercer in the early 90s, or 1990 was it? He came back there when he constructed a good points decision over a still useful George Foreman. He showed me some stuff there. I haven't had that kind of moment yet from any of these other guys who are on Joshua's record, right? So I've continued watching them, and I've just been increasingly more disappointed. I can only maybe think of Chisora stopping Takam in that good fight. But Chisora was never really in the running, and of course he hasn't even fought Joshua. He is a gatekeeper. Really always has been. So depth, a deep resume. Surely you have to have a collection of good fighters who have proven themselves, who have sometimes gone beyond the fact that we know they're limited. But again, I've just been not that impressed with these guys. If Fury does whoop Joshua, then I just go, okay, Joshua was very good the whole time, as most of us thought. Not elite. This is a guy as well who shouldn't be a gold medalist. He got beaten in the first round of 2012 by Felix Savon. Felix Savon was robbed. This does need to be repeated more, because we always go back, and of course the gold medal gives you that platform. Now the fact Joshua was fast-tracked, the way he adapted, the way he's overcome his defeat, he does have layers to him. He's not just a stiff bodybuilder, as some people say. He's not a bad fighter. I would say excellent. He's an excellent heavyweight. I wouldn't use the word elite. Not until he beat Fury. So it's kind of funny by Bob Arum. You might just think he's a mad old man now, just repeating certain things, trying to get headlines. But there might actually be a shred of truth to that one. And we may have to wait until it's settled, because I do not know when Joshua and Fury are ever going to fight. They're just taking so long. And Bob Arum knows that if Usyk does somehow beat Joshua, there's going to be 2 fights. We're going to have to wait for forever here. We're never going to get that big fight. Elite. People love saying it. He's an elite fighter. Really, to be an elite fighter, you have to be particularly well-rounded. Defense, offense. You have to know how to counterpunch, spoil, slow things down, show that ability. Whereas with Joshua at the moment, even though he's come back, people are looking at the likes of his performance against Pulev. They're seeing a tentative guy, a guy who's not really sure of himself. He doesn't have that much natural boxing intuition like Fury does. And that really isn't the mark of an elite fighter. He's a powerhouse of a heavyweight. He's an excellent heavyweight. But there are flaws there. Stamina issues, tentative. The word elite seems too much. But yeah. we're going to have to wait, I think, quite a bit longer until we get the final word on all this bickering.